With 5 of the 23 total races completed, Formula One fans are hoping for some drama in the championship. Unfortunately, all they can really expect for now is that Max Verstappen will be challenged for the title by his teammate Sergio Perez, as every other car on the grid is not fast enough to compete. Perez has won 2 races so far, while Max has won 3, and they have shown similar pace in terms of lap times. However, the story is more complicated than that. In this video, I will dive deeper into the fight between Perez and Max and figure out whether or not Perez has a fighting chance in the race towards world champion. But before we continue, I want to thank today's sponsor, PureVPN Services. Let's continue. The Miami Grand Prix gave fans a true taste of what a true race between Max and Perez would mean, as the pair got the chance to fight on multiple occasions. But in the end, Max beat Perez and won his 3rd race of the season, even after starting 9th, while Perez started from pole. Perez had to start on medium compound tires in order to hold off everyone at the start, but Max could afford to start on the longer-lasting hard compound tires as he was all the way back in 9th position. Soon after, however, hunting season came, and Max started overtaking cars left and right, and without even breaking a sweat, he was in 2nd position behind Perez. No other car could challenge him, and he knew it as well. Perez led the race for 21 laps, but his medium tires were starting to give up, and he had to pit for new tires, resulting in Max taking the lead. The hard tire seemed like the better race tire throughout the weekend because the hot track temperatures caused severe graining and degradation. Perez did try to catch up to Max on his new hard tires, but Max's pace was just too much at that time, and all he could do was wait until Max pitted as well to have a chance to fight back. The problem here for Perez was that Max waited a whopping 46 laps before coming into the pits, and even with such old tires, he was managing to improve his lap times. When he came out of the pit on the medium tires, Perez had taken back the lead, but the gap between the 2 Red Bull drivers was only 1.5 seconds. By now, track conditions had changed immensely, and with the lower fuel load that the cars were carrying, the medium tire had more pace than at the start. Hence, Max was able to take back 1st position just 1 lap after with the power of his Super DRS. He made little to no mistakes throughout the race, and tire strategies went his way as well. All in all, it was a perfect day for Max Verstappen, and there was nothing Perez could have done to keep him at bay. However, strategies are only half of the story. Max may have gotten the better hand in Miami, but it is not certain he will the rest of the year. And the question that remains to be asked is, can Sergio Perez really challenge Max if both drivers are on the same strategy and don't suffer any setbacks? For this, we would have to get into more detail regarding each driver's pace and how close they come to each other when going flat out on track. The extremely different driving style of each driver is also a core factor in determining who will come out on top, as one car can only be suited for one particular style. Regarding the drive in Miami, Red Bull team boss Christian Horner stated in an interview, "I think if he'd been on the other strategy as well, the performance would have been very similar today. I think he was obviously frustrated with himself after quali, that he made a mistake, and then obviously didn't get the chance to rectify that. And I think he was confident coming into the race today and just wanted to do something slightly different." We then need to analyze each driver to figure out what we can expect in the future, as Horner's views make it seem like Perez is slower than Max in ideal conditions. Well, before we continue, I want to thank our sponsor for today's video, PureVPN. I was in need of a reliable VPN to watch Formula One when I came across their services. However, I must say I am really impressed with their VPN services. I am a big F1 fan, so I generally use their service to get access to movies and videos that are freely available in other countries, but not in the United States. A good example of this is F1 not being freely available in the US. To have access to F1, I connect to an Australian IP and stream Formula One on ORF and Service TV. This saves me lots of money while still enjoying F1 content. Even my friends from the UK got hooked onto PureVPN so they can watch the F1 races on F1 TV Pro instead of needing an expensive membership from Sky Sports. A big question my friends had was whether PureVPN is easy to use. Well, I can tell you from personal experience that the PureVPN app for TV, phone, tablet, and computer makes it extremely user-friendly. Even more good news is that PureVPN has many servers all over the world, meaning that you can watch even more geo-locked programs and services in different territories. Worried about PureVPN storing your data? No need to, as PureVPN does not monitor, track, or store what you do online, so you are safe to watch more of the racing guru. They currently give 81% discount, so click on my link in the description for more details. Now let's continue. Style-wise, Max prefers to drive much more aggressively and uses the whole width of the car to ensure he gets ahead of the car he is fighting with. He brakes much later than everyone else, and the DRS on the RB19 enables him to overtake basically anyone he wants as soon as the corner approaches. Perez, however, favors a more defensive style, and he would rather fight off other drivers that are trying to attack him. This style causes a problem when he is trying to fight Max because of DRS, and he cannot fight Max unless Max is in the front. But as soon as Max passes, he tries to get out of DRS range as soon as possible, and Perez is not able to keep up with him and falls back. Perez himself admitted to Max's unmatched pace in Miami in an interview after the race. Overall, he was the stronger driver today, Perez said. I have been stronger in other places, but today, he was the strongest one, and well done to him. I think the medium was a weak tire early on, and I ended up boxing earlier than I wished because I was pushed by Max, and he was very strong on his first stint. It compromised our race and made things a bit harder for us, but all in all, Max was stronger than us today, and we have to understand why and get back to our normal level for Imola. I think the performance that he showed today was unreachable for me, so I have to understand why. Perez does believe that strategies contributed to his defeat in Miami, but also admits that Max was faster than him as well, and that he would try to work on the gap for future races. Obviously, there is a lot of the season left to go, and it is too early for Perez to give up right now. We have seen Perez show better pace than Max at multiple occasions this year, especially in street circuits that suit his style. And he is not out of the fight for championship just yet. He needs to work on ensuring Max does not reach the magic 1 second gap while he is ahead, and that he manages to overtake Verstappen while he is behind. His pace on track is only a few tenths off of Max, and consistent results can put him back on top of the leaderboard as well. Max, however, feels very differently regarding Perez, and in a post-race interview eradicated all ideas that Perez would be in the lead of the championship. I always feel unbeatable, but sometimes other people also have a really good day, and they can be close to you or match you and be ahead, said Verstappen. He added, I think what is important is you try and be close to 100% perfect every single time. Yesterday, qualifying wasn't perfect, so overall, this weekend wasn't perfect. But it's a long season, and I try to always be as close as possible to perfection. As cocky as he sounds, it is true that beating Verstappen is something Perez would have to work extremely hard on. He would have to hope that strategies go his way and luck stays by his side, because currently the truth is that Verstappen is the faster driver in the RB19. With more proper circuits upcoming and only a few more street circuits remaining, it would be of no surprise if Max continues to dominate the track and takes home the trophy without any problem. However, reliability issues or a track in 1 or 2 races could prove detrimental for the Dutch driver if Perez manages to keep scoring good points. Hence, all we can really do for now is wait and see what the future has in store for us. What do you believe? Will Perez be able to beat Verstappen this year, or will it be the year Verstappen scores a hat trick of world championships? Let us know down in the comments section.